video we are going to look at how to install kitchen wall units onto problematic walls. For example, there could be pipes or cables where the wall mounting plates need fixing, or the wall could be a stud partition wall that does not have a suitable buttress board or noggin to fix to. I have done another video on fitting wall units, so it's worth watching that, as this video just offers a solution for when pipes or cables are in the way. To get the correct height for the unit, I have set up the laser level so that it projects a line at the exact height that the cabinet wall mounting plate needs to be fixed at. The solution I used was to get a cabinet hanger wall rail. These come in different lengths. In some places you can get them 3 meters long, but online they only seem to be limited to 2 meter lengths, probably due to the difficulty in shipping a 3 meter length. This rail can be fitted to the wall and can easily bridge over areas where pipes or cables are buried. These can also be used on a stud wall, even when no noggins or buttress board has been fitted. Simply locate the studs and screw directly through the rail and into the stud. If none of the holes in the rail are aligned with the studs, you can simply drill new holes in the rail to suit. I have done a video on how to locate studs in partition walls, which I'll link to in the description. One problem with these rails is that they come in different profiles, so they might not suit your cabinet hangers. For that reason, it is best to buy them from wherever you purchase the kitchen. That way the rail should match the hanger. I had major problems with my hangers, as the bottom of the hanger was protruding so much that it prevented the cabinet fitting flush to the wall as it was hitting the hinge adjuster. So I had to cut the bottom of the rail off. I also had to modify the cabinet back quite a bit so that the cabinet would hang correctly. Obviously none of this matters, as it cannot be seen once the cabinet is hung. Imagine this is a newly plastered stud partition wall. Let's say we wanted to fix several wall units to this stud wall. Firstly, we need to find the studs. If we remove the plaster, it will look something like this. If we now remove the skirting board, then the sheets of plasterboard, you will be left with just the stud work. This is a real life example of a stud partition. Basically, a stud partition wall is made from lengths of timber, often 3" by 2" CLS timber. At floor level there is a piece that often runs the full length of the partition, called the sole plate. At the top on the ceiling is the top plate. In between the sole plate and the top plate are studs. These are often set at 400mm centres in the UK, but it depends who's built the partition. They could be closer or further apart. These pieces in between the studs are called noggins. These are sometimes staggered to make nailing or screwing them in position easier. If you are building a stud partition wall from scratch and you know a kitchen will be installed later, you can install additional noggins or a buttress board, which is normally 18mm thick plywood. In this demonstration we are fitting wall units to a partition wall that has already been built. So we will find the studs by using a magnet to find the screw heads that hold the plasterboard to the stud work. We can then mark where the studs are using a pencil. Once we know where the studs are, we can fix the cabinet rails to the wall, ensuring that a screw is placed into each stud. I'd recommend using 70mm or 80mm quality wood screws to fix the rail, such as turbo gold or riser screws. Here I've removed the plasterboard to make the demonstration clearer. You might have to cut the rails so that the joints are where the studs are. This will mean 2 screws will be going into 1 stud. Obviously using this method is much better than trying to use any kind of plasterboard fixing, due to the possibility of failure once the wall unit is loaded with weight. Also, if you look at the instructions for the wall units, it specifically does tell you not to use plasterboard fixings. Once the rail is firmly fixed to the wall, you might have to notch out some of the back of the units, but any cuts will be hidden once the end panel is fitted to the units. So basically that is how to hang wall units when pipes or cables are in the way, or if you are fixing to a stud position wall.